Hello, welcome to Simon Says Artwork. In this video I'm going to be drawing on this piece of cardboard packaging, and I'm going to be using this Fabre Castell 1.5 bullet tip pen. It's a nice big fat nib, great for mark making. That's what I'm going to be using on this piece of cardboard. Okay, let's get started. Starting off here, you can see this is what the product is, where I get the packaging from, and I think it's the packaging which is just the additional bonus for me, because I do like the shape, I like the size of it. I think it's quite a nice length. I like how light the grey is so that you can see these black marks on. You can see the pen's not new, it's drying in little parts, but once I started using it, it did start to flow. I do like the uniformity of the marks. It meant that as I did the drawing throughout, it just continued to be a solid line which wasn't tapering in any areas, so it made me concentrate on more of a graphic design type of image really that I was building up. And I was trying to do things and shapes which weren't specific real objects, items, or parts of anything that you'd recognize, and anything that did look similar I tried to attach to other things to obscure any likeness of it, because I like the idea of things being just a little bit removed from reality. And designs like this take usually a little bit longer to try and reconcile what it is that's going to unify the image, but for this one I just thought, if I just stick to this swirly big loop type of shapes and then try to vary it up with things which are thin and things which are, a lot wider, in order to make a contrast between the two, and then add in little shadow, darker areas, it will come together. And parts of it I was uncertain about. Things like this can just go wrong, but with this one I just tried to persevere and not get too disheartened, which is easy to do. But this design was something where I thought, if I just continuously add marks to it and stick to the 3D aspect of certain elements and honor the flatness of others, by which I just mean that the swirls and spirals aren't being given shading or hatching. It was more the dimensions of things in the foreground were suggesting a certain perspective. So I tried to make sure I adhered to that, so that it would make logical sense for anyone who does see space being rendered. So that was something which became important as I continued with the image. And you can already see the layers of depth from the marks on the left hand side, which show perspective here, which I'm adding to, and the things in the center which are a lot flatter if I hadn't have added these layers of perspective. But once I had that in, I thought I can really afford to have these areas just blocked off. So I started to add in things coming down from the top, and then a bit of a background which was all parts of lumps, and then suggestions of depths and crevices and just bumps and shapes. And it's hard to keep track of, because once you've started with these marks, it's easy to lose focus on what goes in front of what and what's joined to where and things like that. So I tried to keep track of it, and you can see I added bits of hatching in the background and not in the foreground. Things like that I don't think hurt too much. And at this point it was quite nice, but I really did think that if I can block out the background with vertical hatching, just strictly just vertical lines, I think it would make the rest of it pop out a little bit more. And that was the idea behind this, was to just try to make a uniform blocked out segment of the image which was removed from every other shape that I'd drawn previous to it. And I don't mind it. It doesn't always work, but on this image I think it's quite nice, because it does give that level of depth to everything else, where everything's a rendered shape except for the background. Okay, that's the drawing done. It's kind of Willy Wonka, crazy, swirly, mega strange surrealism type of thing, almost Adventure Time like. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, comment down below, subscribe to the channel and ring that bell so that you get notifications, and I'll see you in the next video.